Why do we let them get away with it? They lie, cheat, violate the rules, then cover up, and they get away with it. We're no longer a country where the law is equally applied. This nation, conceived on the principle of equal rights and equal justice, is no longer true to its Declaration of Independence. Less than 48 hours ago, we found out just how far Democrats in the highest law enforcement agencies, allegedly nonpartisan offices, would go to cover up for the Obama administration. Now, you remember that meeting on the tarmac between Attorney General Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton, outed only because a local reporter happened to be there. The FBI wouldn't allow photos, pictures, or cell phones. There were no reports made that the highest-ranking law enforcement official in this country was approached by the spouse of a woman being actively investigated in the most important criminal investigation in the history of presidential politics. That meeting on the tarmac was followed by an FBI interrogation of Hillary Clinton and, as we all know, her subsequent exoneration. The FBI and the Department of Justice both colluding to allow Hillary a free pass. But we didn't know how deep and dirty the collusion really was until 48 hours ago. In response to a Freedom of Information application to both the FBI and the DOJ by Jay Sekulow and the American Center for Law and Justice, requesting all documents regarding that meeting, the FBI responded with a terse, "No records responsive to your request were located." Folks, that was a calculated, knowing, and intentional lie. And as for the Department of Justice, they never even bothered to respond. But a subsequent federal lawsuit decided not during the Obama administration revealed 413 pages of documents between the FBI and the DOJ on that tarmac meeting. And in those documents, the FBI and the Department of Justice colluded on how they would handle the outing of this highly irregular, unethical, and some would say illegal meeting, and what their talking points should be. Some talking points drafted even before Loretta Lynch was questioned. And they agreed to coordinate by letting each other know what questions were asked by the press. So what did we learn? Here's an example of the document that the DOJ sent. Redacted emails between the FBI and Justice. They blacked out the relevant talking points so that you cannot see what collusion actually occurred between Justice and the FBI to protect Hillary, Bill, Loretta, and the whole lot of them. But don't worry. A lawsuit will be filed first thing Monday morning to unredact what they've covered up. This is not information that can be legally withheld from us. It doesn't involve national security, and you can be damn sure it doesn't involve what Loretta and Bill said they talked about, their grandchildren or their golf games. And it gets worse, folks. We see emails from the Washington Post, the FBI, and the New York Times where they make clear they really don't want to cover this. And the Department of Justice comments to the FBI that it looks like only Fox News is covering this. Folks, this was a cover-up of an illegal meeting, collusion, between Bill Clinton and the Attorney General, after which the FBI interrogated Hillary and then exonerated her, after which Hillary then brazenly proclaimed that if she won, she would hire Loretta Lynch as her Attorney General. So while this country is now virtually paralyzed with fake news stories of collusion, I ask you, what evidence, give me one piece of evidence, one iota of something, that Donald Trump's campaign colluded with the Kremlin? And all the leaking that the FBI does and intelligence agencies continue to do, you haven't heard one piece of evidence for 8 months, 24/7 collusion between Donald Trump and the Russians. Now, I have an idea. It's time to take the country back to the original intent of our founders. No one is above the law, and no one is below it. Mueller has impaneled a grand jury in a district that despises our president. Mueller is a friend of Comey, who has brought on Hillary and Obama lovers to take down the president. He is completely conflicted. Loretta Lynch's case needs to be heard by a grand jury to review the collusion on that tarmac and the promise of a payoff to Lynch. Hillary Clinton's case needs to be brought to a grand jury immediately. There is still time to prosecute her for putting our classified information on her private server that she then shared with her girlfriends, one of whom shared a computer with her dirtbag husband. All of the immunity agreements can be nullified. Most of the terms have already been violated. And Hillary must be prosecuted for perjury. She and her State Department intentionally lied, saying there were no Benghazi emails and no classified emails, as she deleted 33,000 emails on yoga and her wedding dress. Right. And she needs to be prosecuted for destroying and concealing subpoenaed property and the emails. The Clinton Foundation and all its spin-offs need to be brought before a grand jury. Eric Holder, who perjured himself before Congress under oath, needs to be prosecuted too. And I don't want to hear any more of this kumbaya. I don't want to hear any more, we have to look to the future. I don't want to hear Hillary's a good woman. She's not. These people live by the Saul Alinsky playbook. And while we play by the rules, they lie, steal, cheat, and continue to get away with it because we let them.